So I've been getting a ton of requests from viewers to make a video that talks about the top altcoins that are valued under $1 that have real potential to moon in the future, even short-term gain. Because I know in a world of Bitcoin-centric focus, we often get distracted by many of the more successful altcoins, but I think that it's important to tackle a lot of these different technologies that I personally believe have a lot of progress, have a lot of promise, have much potential in terms of the team, in terms of the technology, and the underlying potential that we see. So, and without any further ado, this is going to be the top 7 altcoins that I really see as being future leaders in the cryptocurrency space, especially when we see things like Litecoin that used to well hold its position, now knocked down to the number 7 spot. I think that it's important to talk about. So number 1 on this list, we have Digibyte. And if you're a fan of this channel, you watch my content that I produce on here, you've definitely heard me talk about Digibyte before. Digibyte is a well-secured blockchain that's very much alive in the cryptocurrency space. It's got one thing that really does separate it from the rest of the altcoins, even the rest of the altcoins on this list, is the history behind Digibyte blockchain and the fact that Digibyte has managed to actually be around for a very long time. The history of Digibyte spans 6 years. We have to dial the clock back all the way to 2014, and a history with a cryptocurrency, in particular a blockchain and a altcoin for that matter, definitely does go a long way in terms of looking at the promise that a technology actually holds. And the fact that Digibyte is already so well spread around the world, and Digibyte often, even in these past few months, we've seen Digibyte actually going up 900%. So people often do use Digibyte as an altcoin that's often a parallel surrogate to get some quick gains and that sort of double your money overnight kind of altcoin. But Digibyte has a lot more to it than that. When you talk about DigiID, authentication, especially in the world of what we see currently happening in, more of everything is going online, Digi assets, and of course, not even to mention the wonderful Digibyte community, which I consider myself a part of. Digibyte really is a blockchain that's publicly taken care of, and it's one of those really interesting assets in the digital sphere that has a lot of promise to it, and by extension a lot of very much potential going forward. When you think about all the different businesses and governments for that matter who are currently attempting to build their own blockchain, they often ignore the already existing and really maintained blockchains such as Digibyte. So that's why it holds a place on this list. Number 2 on the list is going to be Cardano. And Cardano definitely is interesting because you think about the legacy of cryptocurrency. Of course, we started off with Bitcoin, which was, of course, digital gold. The original conception of the prospect, the whole Satoshi Nakamoto introduction of Bitcoin and the works blockchain into the public consciousness, and then the natural evolution upon that was smart contracts, which we could also pretty much ascribe to Ethereum, which I would imagine is probably one of the most undervalued. Even at $214, Ethereum will probably have a place on the list of the most undervalued cryptos that I could even imagine, just because of all the things that will be built upon Ethereum. But when we talk about Cardano, we are really looking forward to the next generation of cryptocurrency, really the next generation of how we're going to be seeing these technologies operating. And it will be very interesting to see what happens with Cardano in the future. But many people agree, there is a general consensus that Cardano will be a leader in the future of these technologies, and that's why Cardano makes it on the list. Number 3, we of course have XRP. Now, I know XRP is a rather controversial crypto. I mean, of course, when we want to consider all the vast implications of XRP, but it makes it on this list because it is an establishment favorite. We have seen many banks and many very large establishment sort of things that have aligned themselves already with XRP, and it does have a big role to play in the future of cross-border payments, and XRP definitely does have a lot of potential in that right. Now, one of the things that often is a detractor of XRP is the circulating supply, because of course, something like Bitcoin has 20 million or so Bitcoin that will ever be made, but XRP's number definitely goes well beyond that, and it definitely, as far as a hedge against inflation sort of philosophical approach to it, whereas like the halving serves to limit the supply of Bitcoin, Ripple XRP does burn some of the existing XRP every time a transaction takes place. Total supply, circulating supply, and it is sort of a cause for concern. But in that, even with keeping that in mind, XRP still does have a lot of potential, and especially potential to be worth well over its the value that it's currently traded at, which is of course why XRP is included in this list. The next one, we're going to go with Holo, because Holo, whereas we see the other cryptocurrencies like Digibyte, Cardano, Bitcoin, and all the like as sort of an example of blockchain, Holochain actually is thinking outside of the blocks. It is a sort of a niche currency, a niche sort of perspective, but in that own right, Holochain definitely is a sort of Bitcoin alternative, whereas it's not a blockchain. It's more of a thinking about what happens after blockchain, and I'm inclined to lean towards Holochain because it does have a very interesting, more of a more human internet, as they call it, more peer-to-peer, more agent-centric, versatile solutions. Holochain definitely is the next level of where we're going to go, even post-blockchain, because a lot of businesses haven't even caught up to blockchain yet. So when we talk about something like Holochain, it really is thinking in a four-dimensional sort of sense, which is, of course, why it's made it on the list. Now, next up, we have Basic Attention Token, and I'm actually making this video using the Brave browser, so you can understand the significance of Basic Attention Token if you have any familiarity with the Brave browser, and, of course, the current conversation that's happening regarding data and a lot of the different aspects of just where we're going to be seeing data awareness on a public sense, and of course how that general consensus will develop and evolve, and of course Basic Attention Token is right at the forefront of that sort of evolution as we've been seeing it transpire and evolve in a big way. So Basic, BAT definitely does make it on the list for that reason, and I believe that it's only going to continue to get bigger, especially as we see people becoming aware of just how much of your private information can be is at risk just by using like Google Chrome and stuff like that, and people really aren't necessarily woke to that yet, which is fine, but it is coming right around the pipeline. People will sooner or later realize just how detrimental it is to your public profile to use platforms like Facebook once a lot of these different things continue to surface. And finally, on the list of the undervalued, under $1, we have Stellar, which of course I would include in the XRP category, but Stellar is more along the lines of like credit cards, but it definitely does make the list for many of the similar points that I use to express the future perspectives of the value of XRP. Equally, Stellar, I would say, is not really a traditional cryptocurrency. It's not very much in alignment with Bitcoin and the like, but it is definitely, if you're interested in like not being totally all about the cryptocurrency sort of Bitcoin-esque culture, then a Stellar or an XRP are sort of a hedge against that, while still having the advantage of investing in the future paradigm. Now, of course, remember this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. You know, I'm not your dad. I'm not your financial advisor. So remember to do your own research on these things and come up with your own conclusions. But yeah, these are some of the future prospects. I can imagine seeing some of these. All these cryptos will make headlines, and you could rest assured because they're all doing something that fits the bill. It definitely does solve an existing problem and moves us forward in a big way. So yeah, that's my list for the top 7 undervalued cryptocurrencies that are currently listed at under $1. All that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you subscribe, comment down below, and let us know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.